Well, hi everybody, welcome to Afterburner. I'm Bill Whittle. It's been about a day since I heard the news that my friend Andrew Breitbart had died of a heart attack. Needless to say, I feel I want to say something about the guy who did so much for me and the country that I love, but this kind of puts me in a spot. I can do what many of his friends are doing, reciting stories of the fun times we had, or glimpses of the inner man, or make a sentimental eulogy to his loss and all that stuff that seems a little unseemly to me somehow. Those times were between us, and honestly, you really had to be there. Or I could talk about his career, about how he may have saved the country or at least bought it a little time by destroying ACORN, the classic Alinsky community organizing network funded with $1 billion by the Obama administration to, among other things, administer the census and voting records. You need to control such things in order to have millions of dead Americans named Mickey Mouse and John Wayne voting Democrat from beyond the grave. Lionel Chetwynd reminded me yesterday as we were talking about our friend Andrew that it was Stalin that said, "Doesn't matter who votes. What matters is who counts the votes." Andrew Breitbart, along with James O'Keefe and Hannah Giles, made sure that ACORN didn't count the votes. Now that in itself earns you a place in American Valhalla. So I won't saturate you with sentiment, nor will I bore you with a biography. I'll simply pass on a few lessons that I think my friend Andrew would have wanted you to learn. About a year ago, my best friend Jeremy Boring and I were watching Hurricane Andrew in full fury, and we saw many things that we didn't like. So we called him up and took him out to dinner at a barbecue joint in Burbank. I hadn't seen him in months, so when he came in, I said, "Hey, buddy, how you doing?" And the first words out of his mouth were, "Have you seen this latest video I just posted at Big Government?" And then he pulled out his iPad and started to show it to me. And I made him stop. "I don't give a damn about your video, Andrew," I said. "I'm not a fan of yours. I just don't care. Now put that damn thing away and tell us how you're doing." Well, the next day, Andrew had a serious heart attack. So what was it that Jeremy and I told him? We told Andrew, "Look, buddy, put it away, okay? Just put it away. Disappear for a few weeks. Say nothing about where you're going or even that you've left. Just vanish and return to a feeding frenzy of speculation and hysteria, all tan, fit, and rested, and then release your book." But he didn't. So the first lesson is this. Right after my friend Andrew had his first heart attack and my other good friend, National Review and New York Post writer Mike Walsh had his first heart attack, I decided to do something about the racing heart I sometimes experienced as I was asleep. The doctors gave me an EKG and they didn't like it much, so they gave me the 24-hour monitor to wear and they didn't like that either. So then they gave me the treadmill echocardiogram and they didn't like that either. You can see how a fella could get a little discouraged by all that, but I decided that Andy's heart attack and Mike's heart attack were enough inspiration for me not to have to go all the way to Bill's heart attack. So they gave me the radioactive tracer dye, and all of this took place, by the way, within the space of about 6 days as a result of the private health insurance that I finally decided might be worth paying for. And when the results of the tracer test came back, the cardiologist told me to go away and not ever bother him again, since apparently I'm going to live forever. So if you're over 40 and Andy's work or mine or Mike Walsh's means anything to you, go get a heart checkup while you still can change your diet or not, or take a pill or not. Because once you have a heart attack, even if you survive it, you're a heart patient for life. Finish watching this video and go book it now. Do it today. The second lesson is that I believe that Twitter killed Andrew Breitbart. I'm not blaming Twitter. Twitter is lovely if you want to meet for a movie or ask your friends to cross their fingers before a big job interview or something like that. But Twitter meant that Andrew Breitbart had with him at all times, day and night, a little device that went chirp when he was under attack. And it went chirp all the time. And my friend Andrew could simply not walk away from that. So that's the second lesson I'm passing on to you from my friend Andrew. Put it away. In Andrew's case, my case, it's just politics. It's important, but it's not worth your life. Not to answer some barista at a Starbucks in St. Louis who decided to unleash the kind of loving compassion that liberals are so well known for and which is on such prominent display in the days after his death. At the end of the day, do what my friend Andrew couldn't do. No matter what you do in life, put it down and go home and relax. And finally, and this is important, so don't ever forget this. Remember the one thing he said to me every single time we met, every single time, and that is this. The enemy is not Barack Obama, and it's not liberalism, and it's not Alinsky and the Frankfurt School, and it's not Iran or Al-Qaeda or even the debt bomb. The enemy is the media. Because if the media was doing its job, Barack Obama would never have been president. If the media treated liberals and conservatives more or less the same way, there wouldn't be any liberal politicians. If the media was doing their job, this debt bomb would never have happened, but all of it did. And the one man who understood this best is gone now. You know what used to make my friend Andrew smile? Well, sometimes we think about the magnitude of the work that we have to do, and he'd turn to me and say, Bill, I don't know if we're going to get through this. And I'd turn to him and I'd say, buddy, we're going to whip these Marxist bastards out of their boots. We're going to whip them out of their boots. And we are going to whip them out of their boots. So let's get to work. Of course, we've both got a lot more work to do now, you and I, now that my friend Andrew is gone. Hey, here's an idea for a going away present. Why not give Andy a country worth dying for?